because it's the network address, type network, is it? Or 10.1.4.255 is not assignable because it's a broadcast address. So you can see the IP address is there, but you know that you can't assign it because it's for the network and for the broadcast, right? And you realize that one of these IP address is in use. You see that in use? And is given a name gateway. So it means that this IP address, the last IP address is assigned to gateway. Okay? And is in use. So that's just to show you that one of the IP address is being assigned. By default, this is assigned. By default, when you create any subnet, the last IP address of the subnet will be assigned to gateway by default. You can change it if you don't want the default. And you will see how to change it. But by default, it will be like this. In your lab, you will see that. Okay? Now, so now they won't list you all the IP address. They won't, because it's too many IP address. Imagine this is 255/24, right? So it's not possible for them to list out all the IP address for you. Understand? Imagine what happened if you have /23. See? What happened if you have /16? There will be 65,000 over IP address. So not possible to show you all the IP address that are not in use. They are free. Free here means not in use. So, but they show you the top 10, top 13, and the last 13 IP address. They only show you the top 13 and the last 13 IP address. Right? So that's why you can see the top 13 will be start from 10.1.4.1. See, there's a plus sign. You can expand it so that you can see what are the remaining 13. 12 or 13, I can't remember exactly, but you will see that later on. Okay, yeah. Then the last 13, which is N, it will end at 253. Right? Yeah. So these are free means not used. Right? Not in use. That is free. So now, yeah, this is what we have talked about, right? Yeah. Now, if you go and expand, let's say you click on this plus sign. So when you click on the plus sign, right? See the next slide. Yeah. So you see they break up. See, 1 to 13. Yeah, 13. See, 4.1, 4.2, 4.3, 4.4, 4.5 until 13. See, so this is the first 13, start from 1. And then the last 13, which is N at 253, N at 253. So it's 253, 252, 251, right? Yeah. And now, for you to assign the IP address, you can click on one of these IP address to assign. Because these are hyperlink, right? Hyperlink you can click. Once you click, you're going to assign, which is add. Which is equivalent when you click on this add sign. This add sign, then you can define the IP address you want. So if you click on the plus sign, you can type in the IP address you want to assign. Now, when you select from here, you are selecting the IP you want to assign. Your choice. Or, for example, now what happens now if I want to assign the IP address 10.1.4.100? So if I want to assign this IP address 10.1.4.100 is not in the range. From the top range and the bottom range is not, then you can go and add. So when you click on add, you type in the IP address yourself. Okay? Yeah. So that is how you can assign the IP address. Understand? Yeah. So the first 1 plus 12, right? Which is 13. Yes, the first one plus 12, right? Yeah. Okay, good. Now over here, if you are going to look at all addresses of all the subnet in US block, this is a transversal view. They will show you, right? They will show you only IP address that are in use. You realize that? they don't show you IP address, they are free. Because why? Because it's a long list. You are viewing all the addresses, right, in all the subnet of the US block. You see? So that's why if you go to the transversal view of the IP address, you can see there are some slightly different listing now. They only show you in use IP address. Previously, you can see this one, right? Because this is just looking at one subnet. You see, if you're looking at one subnet Miami, all addresses, then they will show you free and in use one. But they won't show you all the IP again. They show you the top 13 and the last 13. Right? As I mentioned. See? Because it's overwhelming, too many IP. But if you go and list out all the IP address in all the subnet in a block, they only show you in use. They don't show you free. Okay? Yeah, so there's a slight difference, okay, depending on what you're looking at. Oh? So it's very important for you to know what you're looking at, where you are. Oh? Okay, good. So this is all the IP address under the Miami subnet. Then we see all these things, correct? Yeah. So here you have different type. I believe I show you some of the type, correct? You have the network. Network means is a network address. Broadcast means is a broadcast address. Regular means these are the regular IP address for hosts. Isn't it? Right? So you have all these things, correct? Then you have the status, whether these are free, whether not assigned, cannot be assigned, and already assigned in use. Okay, that right? Yeah. You have more status. Actually, you will have more. We will talk about that when we go to DHCP. You can see some of these status here. There, type DHCP static, status reserved. Why? Why is it reserved? Because it's reserved by DHCP. See, so this IP address will be assigned by DHCP. Understand? If you integrate the DNS, if you integrate DHCP and IPAN, if you integrate them. Okay? Yeah. So you will see additional type and status when we go to DHCP. Okay? Yeah. But currently, we are just looking at this type. This type and this status. Okay? Yeah. Okay, good. Now, adding IP address. So for you to add an IP address, same thing, you can add it manually. You can add it by search. Remember by search? They will suggest to you the next IP, right? The next optimal IP to use to avoid fragmentation, avoid gap in between, right? So that is add by search, right? Yeah. So to add it manually, two-way, as I mentioned to you, if you can see the IP address you want to assign from the listing page, then you can just click on the hyperlink. Just click on the hyperlink. Expand the top list, expand the bottom list. This is a bottom list now. See? So from 253 to 2241. So because they expand, you see, they expand the bottom list. So if you can find the IP address in the list, you select it, that is manually assign the IP to the host. Right? If not, you can manually by clicking on the add. So using the add method, you can type in your own IP address. You can type in the IP address that you want to assign that is not in the list. Okay? So that is the main difference. Then you will see this IP address is free. Do you want to assign it? Right? When you click on this. Are you clear with that? Right? So when you select this, then they will bring you into the, oh, the demo show. Okay, it will show you later. Now, you can also do add by search. So when you do add by search, they will propose to you which are the IP address to use. They will give you the top 10, top 3 IP address to use. Or which is something like the priority list in terms of recommendation. Yeah, highly recommended IP to use, followed by the next recommended and so forth. Okay, right? You try this in your lab. Now, IP class, IP address class. Now, we are not going to learn it here, but when you go to the advanced configuration class, you will learn how to create the class. You will learn how to create the class for the IP address. Okay. Now, when you assign IP address, normally we assign name to the IP address, but you can add additional information for the IP. You can add, you want to include the class, you want to include the building where the host is, the floor, the room, the vendor. So that when you assign the IP address, you can include your own user-defined information that you want to maintain for the IP address. So these are IP class. You can customize the class you want. There is a predefined class, which is name and MAC address. These are predefined because these are the basic, right? Basic for you to assign to the IP is to assign the IP to the name and MAC address. So these are the predefined. If you want, you can go and customize it. You can create your own class. Every class you create can be additional information for the IP address. See? So that is customizable. So now you can maintain a lot of information about the IP. Where is the IP in use? You see that? Can follow? Yeah. So these are not available by default, as I say, is customized. Okay? Yeah. So it's available in the advanced class so that you will learn how to customize it. Now, so when you assign the IP address, you can see they will ask you for the name, which is mandatory. The IP address is mandatory because you select from the hyperlink. If you select from here like this, if you select from here, yeah, they will automatically assign the IP for you. I mean, they will automatically choose the IP for you. So that's why you can see the IP cannot be changed. But if you go and add, you can type in your own IP. So IP is mandatory, name is mandatory, MAC address optional. Are you clear? And no other thing, you can see no other class unless you customize it as I mentioned. Right? Yeah. Oh, okay, good. So these are what you have. After that, basically after you do this, right, you click on next. After next, you can give alias. So give an alias and then remember to click on add. So IP address have a host name and also can have alias. See, alias will be added as a CNAME in DNS if you integrate IPAM and DNS. So once the IP address is assigned, they will create the A record in DNS. They will also create the CNAME if the IP address have alias. And one very important rule for the alias name cannot be the same as the host name. So the IP address name must be different from the alias name, cannot be the same. If the alias is the same as the IP name, you won't be able to assign the IP. You get error. Okay? Yeah, you can try. You can purposely go and type in the same name and click on add. When you click on OK, you get the error. They will tell you. Oh, yeah. But it can be customized also. If you want, you can allow that. Yeah. But anyway, by default, it's not. Okay, good. So anyway, this is what you have. So once you have assigned the IP, you can see the IP address is assigned with the host name, assigned with the MAC address, and currently is already in use. Understand? Right? So this is how you assign the IP. Now, if you select the IP, you can see there's a long list of IP. You can select the IP using the checkbox. After selecting, you can go to the edit menu and you can perform this operation. You can migrate the IP address to another network. You can migrate the IP address to a different space. You can replace, you can rename, or you can rename them by appending the name, by prepending the name. See? So you can replace the name. You can also replace the, you can also replace, I don't think it makes sense. You can also replace the IP address. But you can replace the name. Normally we use this to rename. Or by adding prefix, suffix, multiple IP address. because you can select multiple IP when you perform this operation. I can select multiple, go to the edit menu, right? Yeah. So yeah, remember, when you perform the operation using the menu, you can do multi-select so that you can perform the same operation on multiple objects at the same time. Oh, so you don't have to do it one by one. Fine. Now, if you go to the tool menu, these are additional things. You can migrate a specific IP, right? You can also ping. The ping will give you the report. They will tell you whether successful or not. Just like you manually go and do the ping. Just that this ping is from the management server. Right? So they will show you the ping result. So you can download the ping result as a text file, as a HTML file, or Excel. Oh, yeah. Okay, good. You can unassign the IP address. So you can just delete, unassign. So the IP address becomes free instead of in use. Okay. Now, if you deleted an IP address, if you deleted accidentally, example, you can go to admin home. You can go to admin page, administration page. You go to user tracking. You will be able to see the IP address being deleted, and then you will be able to cancel delete. Cancel delete. So IP address is unassigned. You can go to the user tracking and then to undo it. Something like undo, cancel the delete. Or you must be the user that perform the delete, right? So you, as a user, you can only delete those. You can only cancel delete for those IP address that you delete. Okay, yeah. But for administrator, you can undelete all the IP address. See, yeah. User can only undo their own deletion. Administrator can undo all the deletion. Okay, that undo means cancel delete. Fine. So no way to undo it. Okay. Now let's talk about pool. What is a pool? Okay. Now a pool, you can say is a reserved range of IP address in the subnet for a specific purpose. Oh, so example, I create a pool for server. So this is the reserved range of IP I want to assign for server device. Isn't it? Can you follow? Yeah. So now you can create a pool under the subnet. When you create the pool, you define the range of IP. So now if you want to assign the IP address to a server, you just have to go to the server pool. And you will see the list of IP under the server pool, and you can pick one of the IP for the server. Oh, yeah. So you can create a pool in a subnet, right? Which is a range of IP that you want to use for a specific purpose. Are you clear that? Can follow? Yeah. I'll come back to read only later. All right. So you give a tag. Basically, a pool is like you give a tag to the range of address, server pool, or guest device, right? IoT pool. Understand? Yeah. So at least you have a tag, you have a name for the range of IP address to be used, right? You can have the range of IP address when you create a pool, or the range of IP address in the pool can be assigned from DHCP, right? Yeah. So that is another reason you create a pool, because if you integrate IPAM and DNS, if you integrate IPAM and DHCP, when you create a pool, they range in DHCP, so that the range of IP address can be assigned from a DHCP now. Okay? Yeah. So a pool of IP address will become a range in DHCP if you integrate them. Right? Okay. And if you make the pool read only, if you make the pool read-only, means you cannot manually assign IP address. So I cannot go to the IP address in the pool, assign the IP address manually. I cannot, because it's read-only. But it can be dynamically assigned from DHCP. So the pool is read-only. I cannot manually assign the IP in the pool. Okay, but you have a DHCP range for the pool. The IP address in the pool, which is a range of IP, will be offered by DHCP. So DHCP offer the IP from the range, right? And it will update IPAN. So that's why we make it read-only. Read-only basically means I want the pool of IP address to be dynamically assigned from DHCP, not manually assigned. Okay? Yeah. Okay, good. Now, you can delegate administrative right. So means that I can allow different users to manage different pool. Right? So there's a reason why you choose to create a pool. Oh, so over here, example, under the Miami subnet, you create a pool for router. So this is a range of IP address for router 1 to 3. You create a range, you create a pool for voice over IP device, right? And voice over IP pool is read-only. So it means that you cannot manually assign the IP address will be assigned by DHCP to the phone, to the IP phone. Okay? Yeah. So that's why read-only. See? So this is how you create the pool under the subnet. A pool is optional. So if you don't need the pool, you can don't create the pool. Pool is optional. Okay, that right? So it's just for you to define the range of IP for specific purpose in the subnet. So when you go to the subnet under OPOOL, when you go to the OPOOL of Miami subnet example, you click on it and you're adding the pool. Give a pool name, check whether it's checked or unchecked for read-only, right? And then the range of IP. This is 101 to 105, 50 IP. After that, that's it. Click on OK. So you will see the pool created. So two pools are created. One is a router, one is a voice over IP. Voice over IP is read-only. Router is not read-only. Oh, so now if you go to voice over IP, you will click on that, right? You can see the range of IP address here. The range of IP address here. Yeah. Okay. There is no hyperlink. No hyperlink. You cannot assign because read-only. Fine. Yeah, you cannot manually assign the IP address under the pool, and it have to be offered by DHCP. If you integrate with DHCP, right? Yeah. Now, you can view all the pool. If you go and view all the pool under Miami, you will be able to see you have a pool column now. So they will tell you the IP address belong to which pool. Or you realize that the IP address belong to the router pool, there is a hyperlink. Means you can assign. See? And it's free, you see? Yeah? Now, the IP address that belong to the voice over IP, there is no hyperlink. You cannot assign because it's read-only. But it's free. Or because it's not assigned by DHCP yet. Understand? Yeah. So you can try to view all the pool. What are the IP address you have in all the pool? Oh. Okay, good. So same thing, you can apply filter if you want to search for it, right? Yeah, nothing special. Now, gateway offset. Now remember I mentioned to you just now, when you create a subnet, they will automatically assign the gateway address. They will automatically assign the last IP address, right? Yeah, they will automatically assign the last IP address for gateway. Automatic. Oh, so over here, right? When you add a subnet, right? So over here, this is to show you when you add a subnet. You give the subnet ID, you give the subnet mask, right? You make it terminal network, and you can see you can assign the gateway. Are you clear with that? Yeah. So unless the gateway is being displayed, if the gateway is not being displayed, you won't be able to see it unless you are administrator. If you are administrator, you can, do I have that? Yeah. If you are administrator, you will see something called advanced property. You can click on this advanced property and display all. You want to see all the advanced property. So when you try to display all the advanced property, then you will see the gateway appear like this. If you never set the advanced property to all, right? Yeah, it's default by default, then you will not see the gateway. See, after they change it to all, now you can see the gateway appear. And you can change the gateway address. Understand? Yeah. Okay, good. Now let's understand this more, right? So the gateway address can be displayed so that when the user create the subnet, they can change the gateway address. By default is the last IP address. Okay, so how do you customize this for the new subnet? How do you customize this for the new subnet? You go to wizard customization, right? You go to all network. As long as you go to all network, okay, under the space, of course, right? Under the space all network, okay. Then you go to this ellipsis, the 3-dot ellipsis menu. Under the ellipsis menu, you can select wizard customization. Okay, now you have this wizard. So you realize that the gateway offset is set to -1 by default. -1. -1 means -1 IP address from the broadcast address. Yeah, when you use a negative number for gateway offset, when you use a negative number, right? They will use the IP address from the broadcast address. Okay, so you can see -1, right? -1 means the broadcast address -1. So if the broadcast address is the 255, -1 is the 254. Minus. So if you put -2, it will be 253. 255 minus 2, right? 253. So the 253 will become the gateway address. Now, when you put a positive number, imagine if you put a 1. Now, if you put a positive number, they will use the IP address starting from the network address. So if your network is 10.1.0.0, right? That is a network address, isn't it? Then +1 is 10.1.0.1. So if you use a positive number, they will assign the gateway counting from the network address, positive value. So if you put +1, it will use the IP address that is network address +1. Or if you put +2, then it will be network address +2. Understand? So negative is counting from the broadcast address. Okay? Positive means counting from the network address. Oh, and you can choose to display the field gateway. That's why you can see the gateway is displayed when the user create the subnet. Are you clear? Oh, so you can have it display. Fine, so that you can let the user customize the gateway when they create it. Oh, yeah. So understand this gateway? Yeah, you will try this in the lab. You can try that. Oh, yeah. Okay, good. So now, once you have done this thing, you can see if you set the gateway offset to 1 and you choose display. So when the user create the subnet, see the gateway is automatically displayed. And the gateway IP address is the first IP address because of the positive one. Okay, understand now? Okay, good. Now, as I mentioned, if you choose not to display, the gateway, okay, as an IPM admin, you can still view it by changing the advanced property to all. When you change the advanced property to all, you will see the gateway. That is actually for the administrator. Is it okay? Right? Yeah. Okay, good. The next thing here is about VLSM. The main purpose for this topic here is about you want to create subnet under subnet. Yeah, subnetting. That's what they mentioned. Subnetting. VLSM. So means that another word to say means you have level 1 subnet, level 2 subnet, or if you want, you can have level 3 subnet, your choice. As many subnet you want, sub. Is it okay? Yeah. So VLSM. Here is actually the example you can see. Yeah. Now we have already learned under the space you have the block. Under the block you can have subnet. So this is level 0 block. Then this is level 1. See, and the subnet will have IP address because the subnet is a terminal network. So if you create the subnet as a terminal network like this, you see, terminal network when you create the subnet, right? Yeah. Then of course, you cannot have subnet under the subnet. Okay. So if you want a subnet under another subnet, the parent subnet must be non-terminated. Then you can have subnet. Okay, this, right? You can have several levels. So this is level 1, this is level 2, this is level 3, this is level 4. Sorry, my mistake. Level 1, level 2, level 3, and these are the IP address under the terminal network. So you can see this is non-terminal, this is non-terminal, this is terminal. Okay, yeah. Here is just to show you, you have a subnet 192.168.20, 192.168.20 subnet, which is a subnet. You further subnet it into 8 network. One subnet for the west, one subnet for the central 1, central 2, one subnet for the east. Some of the subnet are for future use, and you also have a subnet for interconnect. Means that for the router interconnect. Are you clear with that? Yeah, you only need 2 IP address here, right? You only need 2 IP address. So for the intercore subnet, it can be further subnet into interconnect 1, interconnect 2, interconnect 3 with a /23. Sorry, with a /30. So from 192.168.20/24, it has been subnet to /2027. So which is 32 subnet, 32 IP per subnet, isn't it? Yeah. Then for the intercore, you further subnet it into /30. From a /27. From a /27, you further subnet it into /30. Right? So that's why you're going to create the intercore subnet with non-terminated network and the network ID. Okay, right? Yeah. Once you have created, you can see here. So this is actually a non-terminated subnet. If you look at the icon, it's 3 circles. One of it is black. I mean the circle on the right is black. Okay, so this show is a non-terminated subnet. Without the black circle is a terminated subnet. Okay, yeah. So the intercore is a non-terminated subnet and is further subnet into this. Do you see that? And you can see these are the terminated subnet. And you can see the level now. So this is level 1 subnet. This is level 2 subnet. 2 dot means level 2. Right? So the GUI provide you a lot of information. So you can just easily read from there. Are you clear with that? Yeah, then they will show you what are the allocated IP. So what are the if you look at the difference between allocated percentage and the network use percentage, right? The allocated percentage is for the terminated subnet. Yeah. Okay. The network use is for both terminated and non-terminated subnet. But currently, if you look at intercore only have terminated subnet. See? So that's why the allocated percentage for the subnet under intercore, the IP address is used 37.5%. They are the same between allocate and network use, they are the same, right? Because there is no non-terminated network. If you go and create another non-terminated network under intercore, then you will see they are different now. Allocate show you the IP, they show you the percentage of the IP address used for terminated subnet. Okay, the network use show you the IP address used for both terminated and non-terminated subnet. Oh, my mistake. I reverse it. Yeah, here. Allocated is for terminate and non-terminated subnet. Yeah. Network use is only for terminated subnet. Currently, they are the same because all the subnet inside is terminated, are terminated. Understand the difference? Yeah. So this subnet around 37.5% of the IP address is already used for subnetting. Yeah, for the terminated subnet. Okay. Fine. So if you go into the intercore, if you click on intercore now, click on this hyperlink intercore, then it will bring you to show you what are the subnet under intercore. Understand that, right? Yeah. Okay, good. So you will be able to view the network mapping also, because it's you can have subnet under subnet. So there is a network mapping to see how the IP address are located, right? And currently, if you look at that, it's not fragmented. It's not fragmented, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, good. Now, so you have level 1, level 2, as I mentioned, right? So the block is always level 0. Then after that, you have level 1. A non-terminated subnet can have level 2. A terminated subnet can never have level 2. Okay, so that is the difference. Oh, so that's what they show you in yeah. Right? Yeah. If you don't want to see the circle, you can add the column level. You can add this column. You go to the template, you can add additional column called level. So you can see the level. If not, you can just see from the circle. Right? Your choice. Yeah. Okay, good. So this is actually for the lab. So you can try out the lab again. Oh, so you can try to manage the IP address, assign the IP address. You're going to create a pool. You're going to create pools. After that, you're going to configure the gateway. So you can see when you create the subnet, the gateway is also created. Oh, yeah. And you can look into subnet, subnetting subnet. Yeah. Oh, for VLSM. Fine. Okay, good. Now, yeah. So what on this lab? I will give you 20 minutes to complete it, right? Yeah. So now it's around 4 o'clock. We start again at 4:30.